So we just drove past some dairy cows there, and they were all pregnant at different stages. And it makes you think that, imagine being pregnant constantly as a woman. I've not been pregnant myself, but women often mention that their hormones are all over the place when they become pregnant, or they get morning sickness, or they have a bunch of different cravings and pains that come through, and all of these wide range of symptoms you get from being pregnant. And imagine being kept constantly pregnant, and every time that your pregnancy comes to fruition, you give birth, that baby is taken away from you, and then when you're ready again to become pregnant, almost immediately they re-impregnate you. And there's this cycle of being constantly pregnant, constantly having a new baby in your stomach that you're becoming maternally connected to, and then having that baby taken from you. So in the dairy industry, the suffering is so multi-dimensional. It's so deep. It's so incomprehensible, because it's not only the suffering of losing your child, which is, let's face it, the worst nightmare of any parent, but it's also the systematic abuse and the mastitis and infections of the udder, and the lameness and limping of walking on cold, wet, feces-ridden wooden floors, suspending large amounts of body weight on such little, ankles, because you're constantly, your udder's like enlarged and inflamed constantly, and then you have farmers terrorizing you to go to the milking parlor, and constantly having things shoved into you, arms and tubes, and mutilations taking place, and animals being dead, dying, suffering, dying in front of you, animals that are part of your herd who have gone through the suffering with you, getting dragged away in forklifts. So it's not only just being exploited for your reproductive organs as a female, and all of that, the horrible suffering that can come with that, and losing your child, it's also everything else on top of it. And that's why the dairy industry is one of the industries that causes the most amount of prolonged, chronic, and just multifaceted, multi-dimensional suffering. And it's really hard to it would be really difficult for Stephen King to come up with a comparable horror book. But humans seem to have no trouble with that, coming up with just the most deeply thought out ways to cause the maximum amount of suffering to the most vulnerable, gentle beings for a sip of milk or a dash of milk in their tea, when we have a variety of plant-based alternatives. It's just height of insanity. And then we have the infinite audacity of human beings to dare call ourselves compassionate, intelligent, evolved beings. Shame on humanity. Shame on the dairy industry.